Hello, this is Malcolm Rose, and we're going to do a Centaur just to keep my sanity and extend this streak, since it is my favorite race, or species, I guess is what they call it here. Um, and I think it's going to be pretty easy, so we're going to do an Artificer, because we haven't done one yet. And I have this theory that Artificers are the most powerful background. Simply because they start with these wands. I'm going to train nothing but fighting until we find a bow, or perhaps we'll go throwing if we have to. But yeah, my stats are pretty great. Now, I don't know if I can trust the stats command, but it claims that an assassin, which is one of the other powerful starts, is 13, 10, 10. And this is 14, 10, 9. So I'm under the impression that the stat situation is actually slightly better, because I like to pump strength to get as much damage as possible, although that's negligible, really. And at the start of the game, having more dex is probably better, because it affects your accuracy. But anyway, even on a Centaur, there are situations, watch me just tap through D1 here, but there are situations where those wands might be necessary. I mean, I could get teleport trapped into a room with like 2 adders, or a goblin with an electric sword or something, and the wand will let me survive that when I otherwise wouldn't be able to. So it's just a thought. Like, for example, here, if I'd eaten a bunch of damage from that dart slug, let's close the distance here. Not bad. Anyway, my plan is to have a nice tab-heavy game, so I'd like to use bows. Okay, we'll get strength. But then again, I have a feeling like, so I was looking through my logs, and I wanted to see the fastest I had won Centaur without trying to speedrun, and it was my Centaur Assassin. But then I looked at the log and I realized that I hadn't even used throwables in that game. I had ended up getting a +9 longbow of... Whoa. Okay, we walk away from her. I ended up getting a +9 longbow of speed from Trog, so clearly not a good sample size of 1 there, you know. Oh, jeez. Well, we are faster than Natasha, so that's fine. We'll just use Wands of Flame. No, we've been hurt too much. She's doing some big damage. Unfortunately, well, I guess I could try on that dyed leather armor, but the chance of it being cursed doesn't make me too happy. Here's our friend Natasha. Remember, she can summon stuff, and she can slow me, so we don't want to fight her at all yet, unless we're on a staircase. Then again, if I'm slowed, I'm probably still faster than her. I guess I'm not sure about that. I'm gonna try random effects. Oh, she's invisible. Close enough to a staircase, I wasn't too worried. You know what? Let's try some scrolls. Good, we got Identify. nice early identify. We use some of these 2 stacks. We have blink, that's great. We have teleport, that's even better. And we have enchant weapon, which we will not be using yet. Okay, these guys could have Curare, or maybe they can't. Maybe they can't before dungeon level 3. Not actually sure. I don't think there's anything behind here. I guess I should check. Even though bushes are very hard to clear out at this level. Yeah, it's nothing. Okay, I'm gonna pick up this whip. I'll tell you what, if it sucks, if it's cursed, we'll go throwing. I see that it's not cursed. I see that it's actually good. Let's eat a couple rations and wear it. We have a +3 whip. Nice. He can only do 10 damage. Orcs are pretty easy if they don't have a good weapon. Really tempted to fight Natasha. Let's gain 1 more level, and then we'll go back and do it. We'll use Flame to kill the adder. Now this guy, his weapon's coming from that, or his damage is coming from that flail. So he can do 15 damage, that's something to keep in mind, but we take him out pretty handily. And let's just do a little search. Okay, there she is. Flame, flame. She dies like she should have in the first place. Let's take her out 2 more times. Flame, flame. I'm not wanting to risk this throwing, or excuse me, this slowing. And 1 more time, flame, flame, darn. You know what, I'll risk random effects here. I can just, there we go. I was gonna say I could just blink away, teleport, whatever, if there was a real problem. I just wanted to take her off that floor, is the thing. Still training nothing but fighting, I just want more hit points, so there's no real chance of me auto-exploring into something and dying. See, I can outrun these adders, so that's why I'm not at all worried about it. Even though I normally would be. Plus we have curing, healing, you know, all kinds of good stuff. Just put some space in between me and him. Random effects. I could have just closed the door if I needed to. Got some gnolls here. A little stair dancing. We've used up all of our flame, but that's fine. We still have the best wand, which is enslavement. Probably with this start, considering the fact that I found javelins, probably should have trained throwing, but if you've watched any of my other Centaur runs, you'll see that it's just the tedium of using throwing is not a whole lot of fun, so. Ah, we have removed curse. We can try these rings on. And we are rewarded. Oh, he's hasted. Time to walk away from this. He can do a good amount of damage to me. Why don't we... Actually, I'm not sure how much. It's a lot, though. 9 plus Halberd, and Halberd is, what, 10? 13, so 21 damage. You can't one-shot me or anything, but we were damaged enough that it was in my interest to chill out, you know. Maybe not take the risk. Alright, that's the floor. Still no bows, that's fine. However, we have found some clearly uncursed ring mail. So we're going to use that. Actually, you know what we're going to use? We're going to use this magic leather, because I have the uncursed scroll. And I made the right choice. I didn't wear it until I had uncursed. It was crappy and cursed. So we drop that. Go back to D3. Take these potions. I'm going to try to just fight him, and it works. Great. Take the ring mail, drop the leather armor. I see that it actually is cursed, but it's not. It doesn't have any penalties, so it's good enough for me. Okay, sound of rushing water. Let's see if we can get the sewer. I'm going to use some of these scrolls. Random uselessness, immolation. Let's tell the game that we would like to carry those. Amnesia, I don't care about that. And fear, sad to waste that. But anyway, no. Unfortunately, there are no magic mappings. So we're just going to have to figure it out. It's distant here, which means it's actually relatively close. So let's head this way and see if it remains distant. Some arrows. Nearby. Alright, so it's in the vicinity. And we found it. Just gonna pick up some stuff since we have plenty of time. Let's go in. We got the rat and kobold entrance, or swamp rather. Geez, maybe I should go throwing. There might be some curare here. Haven't found it yet, but there usually is some. There's no particular reason I can't go throwing still. I mean, here was my thinking with the CEAS. If I go throwing, I start out and I'm training it immediately. Okay, so I don't have the added benefit of the Artificer where I have sort of a get-out-of-jail-free card with the wands. But I do start with an enchanted dagger, which is great. And I do start with throwing skill and curare, and curare is essentially a get-out-of-jail-free card. The only thing that can really screw up a Centaur Assassin really early is bad RNG rolls combined with let's enslave. Combined with maybe like an ooze early game, because those are poison resistant. So it's like if you're somehow trapped in a hallway, you're forced to fight an ooze. You just got to rely on your +2 dagger, which is still quite nice. Normally, you can just walk away from threats, and your background simply does not matter on a centaur. Oops. It's just kind of a matter of, are you willing to play carefully enough? I should be checking those guys for brands. I've been looking, but not very closely. Yeah, so there's a blowgun with poison needles. There's no curare, so I'm not going to bother with it. We're going to try to stay on the bow plan because it's just so good. Well, and there I find curare, so I really should have picked up that blowgun. But whatever. Hate these things. There we go. No bows yet, but as soon as we find a centaur, we're fine. Okay, we got our first ghost, Naga fighter. I think we're not going to fight him. We found our first altar. It's Hepalaquana. Let's wait for him to not be invisible. Remember, he can do up to 5 + 7 damage. Not too much, just 12. There's an ooze. And there's magic mapping. Probably should have gone up to the last floor before using that, but it could have been noise. But then again, I'm a centaur, I don't care. Actually, you know what? I should be saving scrolls and not IDing them like that, because could be brand weapon, and we need those for bows, as I recall. Or we might, anyway. There's the temple, though. Happy about that. How much damage can he do? 20. It's not too bad. Just juke him. There's my Oka. And there's Zen for later. See, I was thinking probably the absolute fastest that I can go while still retaining a semblance of guaranteed win is it's probably jeez, it's hasted. It's probably Centaur Berserker, but the problem is that as I discovered during my 21 streak, I think it was a 21 streak, right? As I discovered during my 21 consecutive wins, the issue with that is that you will be risking instant death if you abandon Trog. You can do 6+ Dire Flow of Crushing. He can't one-shot me. Maybe now he can. There we go. Jeez, can't hurt him, can I? Here's our bow. Maybe. Oh, sweet. It's actually velocity. We're gonna train bows now. We'll go up, we'll rest. We're going to keep using the dire flail until we have, you know, appreciable training in bows. Anyway, yeah, what I was trying to say was you can't really abandon Trog. If you're streaking, you are being rather foolish to abandon Trog. Because, I mean, it's only a matter of time until you get paralyzed. Nothing you can do about it. I don't even think being a, I don't even think being a Formicid would help. Because you're passing out, so I have no idea if Formicid blocks that, but... Oh, this is annoying. I'm so slow attacking with this thing. A lot of orc wizards on this floor. Skin of Zor. Well, that's unexpected. Let's see how enchanted this ringmail is. +4. Wow. So we lose 1 AC with the Skin of Zor, but we gain 1 EV, and we gain all that RC+++, and we gain some GDR. I guess we'll go Skin of Zor for now. What a silly armor. By the way, we're not going to enchant up this short bow. We're going to hold out for something real nice. Oh, we hasted him. He can do 17 plus 17 damage. So we're going to try to walk away, but I know that if he does a ton of damage to me, I can always just blink away. Thankfully, we end up not having to use resources, and we just swing on him and he dies. So that's why you don't use... If I was doing anything other than a Centaur, I would not have used random effects there. It's just the fact that I'm using a Centaur. I know I can get away. What do we got here? Freezing. More strength. Okay, let's go ahead and kill this ghost with our bow. Got it. Now he's giving me ammo now, which means pretty soon we can just start spamming the bow, which is always the goal. Especially if we were to find Faith, that would be great. We also have enough hit points to survive the rightly feared two-headed ogre attack, so that's cool. Got our first helmet. I don't think I ever finished talking about the Trog situation, but yeah, the long story short on that is you can't safely abandon, which means you can't go to Zen, which means that Zot 5 is scarier, because there's always that chance of being teleported right into the inside. And with Trog, I mean, of course there are strategies open to you. You could read, you could quaff haste, you could read fog, you could read Tella, and just kind of duke it out there while you try to get out. But you're just relying on the RNG a little too much for my tastes. Plus, you don't really need Trog early game as a Centaur. I don't think that he provides you as much safety as Artificer, for instance. Because if Trog gets teleported... Oh, hello. Wow. Really? Wow. That's kind of lame that he... I knew that was the staircase, but I didn't think that he would end up right next to it. That's really lame. Let's train some invocations. Wow, I had it in auto mode, actually. Thankfully it was obeying me and training what I told it to train, but still. Okay, what am I trying to do? I'm trying to train some invocations. Up to 5. But yeah, we could have gotten... I don't think I got attacked, but he sure did hop over there quickly. The Hornet. Let's see. Yeah, I came back down and he was next to me. He didn't get a chance to attack because he was so far away, but it's just sort of lame. I should have gone down the 3rd staircase is what should have happened there. I mean, that was on me. Please be faith. It's not. Wait 10 turns. He's no longer invisible. Let's pull up. Got some plate armor if I wanted it. Oddly enough, I'm happy with Skin of Zor for now. Really? Oh my god. What are the chances, you suppose, that he's still here? And here's a better question. What is he doing here on Dungeon 8? Now we got a real problem. I'm not going into either of those. I'd rather risk the huge damage from this thing. I'm gonna just wait like 200 turns. Maybe it'll change. Of course it doesn't. 53%, 36%. Well, we confuse, or excuse me, enslave him. Take a step this way, take a step this way. Alright, so we've juked this. Looks like we've got this null here with amazing spells. That's not good. Take some steps. I hate the fact that I've used up my blink. And for what, you know? He can probably do like 50 damage to me. That's no good. Is that airstrike? Alright, level 10. We should be able to walk away from him because he's blinking, so that's cool. We got shafted, and honestly, I'm totally fine with that. Because that floor is terrible. poison resistance. We'll keep clouds, that's cool. Thought that was an unseen horror, apparently not. Good, we got another scroll blinking. But yeah, we're skipping the floor with the Hornet, that's insane. It's insane when those things spawn so early, it's just like a middle finger in your face, you know. Plenty of arrows, I can just kite this thing, get a nice chunk of experience from it. Oka not giving me weapons just yet, and we do have heroism available, I just haven't been using it. It's something to keep in mind. But I tell you what, I don't want to, if I don't have to. And the reason is that I want to save my piety so I get weapons sooner. Or armor, you know, whatever, I'm easy. Just give me something, Oka. Oh, that's a dead end. That is a dead end. So it's a matter of, do I want to use Tela, do I want to use clouds? Do I want to use acid? I think I want to use acid. Well, let's use clouds. He's so dead. It's too bad acid didn't solve the problem. Got another wand, I think. Yep, Ice Blast. Cool. He can do 34 damage. I think I'm going to have to use my bow on him. So clearly we go into Lair. Can we walk away from the moccasin? I suppose we can. Nice. Sweet, okay. We'll, you know, we'll go ahead and use clouds. Unfortunately, it doesn't quite work out. Let's use Ice Blast. And Ice Blast again. Spiny frogs are not to be messed with, even if they are slower than me. I do have our poise though. Maybe I'll just duke it out. There we go. Well, this is a fun one. Wow, Miguel. That's a tough thing to find on layer 1. I mean, wow. 3d18, that's 60 damage if you don't have our neg, which of course we do not have. Polymorph, no. What's the range on that man? Let's see, it's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, blah, 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 blah. Alright, can I enslave? Cannot enslave spectral things. Could blink. Like a Tela, which is what we're gonna do. Polymorph. That's not good, but it's better. die real quick, I suppose. He can do up to, I think, 60 damage. 3d20, yeah. So we'll take some steps. He can blast me, and we end up here instead of getting blasted. That's cool. Just gonna walk around so I'm going in the other direction. Works out for me. Oh, there he is. I'm gonna use heroism. What's the range? What's the range on that? It's the whole screen. Crap. I was hoping Ice Blast would just kill him. I was hoping Clouds would damage him. I'm not having a lot of luck here. But we actually did have a good amount of luck because he did not, he did not blast me too many times. I'm gonna kill this butterfly. Oh, whatever. Doing really well on ammo. Oak is doing a great job of keeping us good there. Use identify. We got fog identified as well by read IDing. Found this book I don't particularly care for. I mean, I could learn some of the stuff I could learn, and technically it would help, but I just don't care too much about any of that. I do care about MR because now we're running into basilisks. And we're being petrified. Let's see what he can do to me. Not very much. We'll use acid. We'll use clouds. Down he goes. No magic mapping? No, we do have one. We're going to drop amnesia because we're not planning on learning any spells this game, really. And we have Skin of Zor. We are so, resistant, borderline immune to cold, it's not even funny, so if we were going to find a portal vault, this would be the one. Hello. Nice. Very good. I may even trade some dodging before too long. It's cool. Let's go in. We got the animals. So we're gonna have a frost giant. I can use enslavement to try to hit him with a ton of things. And I can kite him and not take much damage at all because of the 3 pips of resistance. So it's weirdly enough I just need to the real challenge here is not running out of arrows until I get to him, although that should be fine. I probably should be enchanting this bow up, considering how much enchant weapon I have, but I'm just holding out for a longbow, is what I'm doing. It's not likely, but we may find one in here. Freezing longbow. How nice would that be? Nope, he can do 18, I'm at 19. It's probably time to bail. Getting to be about that time. Alright. I can walk away from him until his... He can just die to the clouds, that's cool. Interesting that I found Skin of Zor, you know, and then got an ice cave. Doesn't always work out that way. Relatively early ice cave too. Gotta kite this guy. Guess we'll bring him into the clouds. He's not cold resist or anything, so... Strength. Well, Oka liked that. It's good enough for me. Gotta remember my defenses are still awful. Okay, here's our buddy. So I think the first thing we do is Cloud. Unfortunately, we get cold, but that will kill his friends at least. Use Heroism. Should I use Finesse? Probably. But first we're going to Acid Blast. Let's use Finesse. We'll use Acid Blast again, try to get him in it. I might want to use Might, but I don't have it identified, do I? Not too afraid of his blasts. Because look at that, I get so much resistance, I take almost no damage from it. Check this out. We're gonna enslave this guy, or we're gonna try to. We fail, unfortunately. Is he even immune to cold? He's very resistant. We have so much healing potions. So many healing potions. Nice, he's dead. Ice Blast, finish him off. Cool. So of course he had this customary battle axe of freezing. Wow. Okay, we got Pro Cold. Don't need Pro Cold for now. Although I get the feeling we're going to be taking off Skin of Zor real soon. Embroidered robe, I don't care about that. Arbalest of freezing. What a shame that it's not a bow. What a shame that bows and crossbows don't have cross-training. Okay. I think we've pretty well cleared this out. Let's see what this thing is. Wow. It's actually really bad for me, shockingly enough. I thought it was going to be like plus 14 or something, then it would have been great, but here's the thing, 14 AC, because I only get half the AC value out of it. So I'm actually only gaining 3 AC from that, as crazy as that sounds. So, I think we're going to stick with the skin. What a shame. Okay, we've been sentineled. Gloves from Oka. Wow, Oka's really coming through today. He's given me 2 items that are actually quite good. Having Aurelek this early is nice, in case we run into Nicola. That crystal plate armor is sort of like an Oka gift. It's not, but kind of like one. I do wish that we had faith. That's the only thing I could really want here. Oh boy, we got shafted to... What? See, I was told this couldn't happen at one point. I was told you cannot be shafted. I'm gonna make a little note of this. I was shafted 3 floors from layer 3 to layer 6. I was told that was not possible. So, kind of had the feeling the guy talking to me was lying to me. It was a dev, actually. That was Gamafunk. So, I have to have a chat with him. He's like, oh no, shafts aren't a big deal. You can't be shafted into branch ends. Yeah, okay. I believe you. But yeah, it's entirely possible that on the streak, just for the purposes of padding the streak, you may see me play like 10 Centaur Assassins in a row, just trying to perfect. Like last time I avoided doing that, I was trying to do different combos at least. But just to perfect the fundamentals. And to extend the streak easily. I may do that. If people have no interest in it, I might not even record it. I mean, we'll see. I guess I might as well. Okay, shiny chainmail. It's nothing that I want. Let's try to get back up to layer 3. can't wait until we find that longbow, then I'm going to have nearly maxed longbow immediately. Polymorph them into the tree guys. That's an option. I could try to just bow them to death, but it's not really going to work. All this for a lightning rod, though. I don't really seem worth it. Seems like we pulled a good portion of this floor. Probably only want one of these on the screen at once. Now we're asleep. Nice. Check that out. That's hilarious. I didn't know that it would actually work against enemies. Anyway, I don't want to be asleep. This is bad. Wow, I'm really out of wands. There we go. There we go. Looks like Oka may have just gifted me a barding. I'll take that. Coming up on an hour here. I'm gonna finish Lair. Should be fine. I mean, games just tend to move faster when you're playing a Centaur. Oh, now we need our arrows back. I just don't want to die. If I had a longbow, I mean, if you've seen any of my other Centaur videos, I mean, you know how it works. get like a longbow +0 and the game's just over. I could kill these things in one shot. Finally. Okay, hold up. First of all, barding. Thank you, Oka. Next. Short bow of freezing. It's +2, that's better. So we use that. Next. Gotta get these arrows. Not that we were running out of arrows, it was that we had them all lying on the ground. I mean, I have 150, it's plenty. Trying to avoid putting my arrows in the drink there. Rune door. Yes, this is a very obnoxious vault. Thankfully I'm a centaur and I can just walk away from this stuff for the most part. Good, now he's dead, he can't freeze me anymore. Oh, he's in deep water. Just wasted a couple arrows there. Yeah, here's our Catoblepus. Let's open up with an arrow. I should be using heroism actually. We'll use some fire. We'll walk away. Is he faster than me? Sucks, we gotta teleport, we're gonna be petrified. He's gonna be petrified too, but that doesn't really help me, does it? Do I want anything over there? There's a blink scroll, I suppose. Who knows what I'm gonna spend getting it. Here we go. This is better. We can kite this guy. Whew. Sure can do a lot of damage. Nice. Now we go right back here. We look for Catoblepus. There he is. Put him in some steam. Take a step. Hit him some more with arrows. And he dies pretty straightforwardly. That was layer 3. We've done layer 4 except for those guys down here, which I just don't care too much about. Apparently I finished layer 5. I didn't realize I'd done that. It's a shame, no longbows yet, but we'll find them. No MR plus either, although we should You know what we should have done? I should have checked that robe in the ice cave, although I think it's guaranteed to be RC+. Just for completeness sake, I really should have watched for that. You know what? I shouldn't even be trying to polymorph him. He could turn into a dragon or something. It's no good. Armor poise, so I don't care about any of that. Can't be confused by Mephitic. Come on, weapon. What do we got? Oh, it's a longbow. Oh, it's a longbow flaming. Alright. Now we got a +7 longbow flaming. Now we're in the money. Technically, I don't have to train past 22 for Oka, but we're planning on abandoning at some point, so I'll just go ahead and take it to 27, why not? We have RF plus and RC plus, so the dragons in this vault are not too scary. I think it's always a fire dragon and a swamp dragon, at least it was last time. I don't want to make any assumptions. Looks like that's correct, though. Well, okay. Nice. Okay, we want to identify some of this stuff, but unfortunately I only have the one. Only have the one there. Try on this amulet. It's rage. Don't care. Put to sleep. Jeez. By himself, he's not likely to put you to sleep. A bit of a risk with trying to go up the stairs next to him. He could have shoved me off. It's fine though. It's not like I would have died if that had happened or anything like that. This would have been annoying. Petrification incoming. No problem. And that is Lair. Cool. Cool. So we better go back up to dungeon. I'm going to cut the video here because we've cleared Lair and everything before Lair. Actually, you know what? I'm going to finish out D8, where that also friendly hornet is. Nice little Centaur there. And we've got this guy who can do all kinds of nasty things to me, but I'm not too afraid of him now. I don't think he has, just because he has airstrike doesn't mean he has like Gastronach airstrike, you know. I don't think he can do 50 damage to me. we can just take him out real quick with this bow. Likewise with the hornet. Freezing, huh? Okay, I think that pretty much does it. You know what? I am going to go down to Lair 4 real quick. Our bow is strong enough now that I can pretty confidently roll in here and just kill these dudes. Sweet. So next time we'll finish out dungeon. We'll probably go into Orc, even though I'd rather not, because I need that MR+. Actually, I may test that new strategy where I just don't go into anywhere where I could get paralyzed. Although that's a bit dangerous because it would, at this point, it would involve me going straight into Snake Pit. So I'll just leave the character here and I'll think about it a little bit. Because the problem is lower dungeon can have things like vampires or even vampire knights. Orc, of course, has Orc sorcerers, and while I trust in my abilities to keep them from screwing me over too badly, as long as I see them at the edge of vision, you know, there's always the chance of auto-exploring into one, then you get paralyzed. Or there's the chance of going down a staircase, and then you get paralyzed as you're trying to go back up. You know, do I have consumables that would help with that stuff? Yes, I have tons of scrolls of blinking, fine. But sometimes you don't have the chance to react, which is why paralysis is a terrible mechanic. I mean, I suppose if you wanted to play the most tedious game possible, you could not auto-explore at all, and you could simply avoid any kind of blind corners at all. And that's not really possible in Dungeon, but it is possible in Orc. And I suppose you could take it in that direction. Let's do some enchanting real quick before I forget. Holy Word, vulnerability, noise. Okay, I'm fine with wasting some of those scrolls. That's not really an issue. Okay, so yeah, I don't know where I'm going to end up. I might just do Snake Pit. Give me a chance to find some more cool longbows. I'm not really particularly afraid of anything in there since I have Aurelak and Arpoise, so I don't know. I'll give it some thought. But until next time, I'm signing out.